folks. Dr. Freeman here with you. Time some Doctor Who news from in and around the universe that may or may not affect you in a strange, weird, well, I'm not going to say Twilight kind of way because those movies sucked. At least from my perspective, I never got into that. Vampires don't sparkle. All right, we'll just leave it at that. Sadly, yes, it is a very, very, very emotional day because we lost one of the greats. Stan Lee passed away today at the age of 95. And, you know, what else can you say about that? It's very, very rare when someone I've never met, never talked to, or, you know, didn't really know passes away. Yet I'm sitting here today, well, earlier this afternoon with tears in my eyes. And my wife's like, oh, and I'm like, this is somebody who profoundly affected probably not millions, but billions of lives from here and going into the future. While I can count how many comic books I've owned on one hand, probably with fingers to spare, I was still very affected by the characters that came out of them. You know, between the 90s X-Men animated series, Spider-Man, His Amazing Friends, you know, all the way down the line, because they're just so, I don't know, prolific. You know, they've just been there. And now the man who's created them has gone on. So, sorry, I'm dropping onto the so thing again. But it's just sad to think that Stan's no longer with us. But, 95 years is a damn good run. It really is. I only wish I could make it to 95, But it's sad that Stan Lee's no longer with us. On the other front, it's sad that a whole lot of Doctor Who fans seem to think that they know better than everybody else. And I'm not saying that, oh gosh, I can't use the words real Doctor Who fans, because to me, what makes a real fan and what makes you not a real fan? It just amazes me how many people are still sitting here scratching their heads going, I just don't see the Doctor and Jodie Whittaker. It's called because if you haven't seen it by now, you're not going to. And you never wanted to. It's that damn simple. A lot of the people who are harping on the series have been jumping on me, and I'm like, guys, I've rated 2 episodes at a 9 or above this series. 2 at a 7, I believe, and 1 at a 6. 2 episodes, though, did stand out, and yes, Jodie Whittaker has been the Doctor in all of them. It's just we have to fault the writing. I'm not kidding. The one Chibs wrote just seemed to really suck. I hate to say it, but it's true. And also, one thing that did annoy me about this last episode is, yes, I do agree with you. I'm getting tired of the aliens who aren't threatening, or the villain who it turns out to be a thing. But at the same time, with Demons of the Punjab, that was deliberate. While you were so focused on what are these 2 malevolent creatures doing, it turns out they weren't malevolent at all. The guy you had to watch out for was the brother. See what I mean? So with Demons of the Punjab, it was actually a brilliant move. Well, okay, but I'm not going to argue with it, anybody. I love how somebody recently was lambasting me in one comment box, and in another they were kissing my ass. Giving this as a 9 was the height of comedy. Yeah, from a jackass who's probably the only person he can call on to trust in his life is his mom to clean up all the socks that are still standing up under his bed. And there's a reason why they're standing. Okay, but let's get into the news, shall we? Let's get into it. Let's get onto it. Enough of an old man ranting. Let's hop right onto it, because I'm about to kill a whole lot of myths that have sprung up recently. All right, first off, Doctor Who Series 11 ratings accumulator updated. And I'm loving how there's guys out there patting themselves on the back. I predicted it would drop so many viewers per thing all the way up till now. You've lost a whopping 2.5 million viewers between the first episode and episode 6. Big hoopty ding dong shit. We've had runs where they lost 2 million viewers within the first episode to the second. So why everybody's touting this as the sign of hope that they're going to can Jodie Whittaker and bring back a Doctor with testicles is beyond me. It really is, because we're about to slay that in a minute here. And I'll show you why. Okay, let's hop right out here. How's Doctor Who actually doing? Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who actually doing so far. Let's scan a little bit further down here, shall we? Okay, The Woman Who Fell to Earth attracted a consolidated number of 10.53 million viewers, achieving a total of 10.95 million if you include laptops, smartphones, etc. And then if we scroll down, however, come episode 5, the catchily titled The Saranga Conundrum, well, we find out there's now 7.6 million watching on television. And as you can see, that means just under 3 million viewers have stopped keeping up to date with the adventures of the Gallifreyan for the moment. But let's give this some context. Au contraire, mon frere. A very similar thing, if not the exact same thing, happened with Christopher Eccleston. His Ninth Doctor back in 2005. He kicked off with 10.91 million viewers, but saw viewership drop by 4 million during his run with Billy Piper's Rose. So please, don't walk around saying, I predicted this was going to happen, when it's already happened how many times in a row? All the humdrum, all the naysayers, all the, I can't wait for this series to fail. I got some bad news for you, Bubba. If this series fails, they're not going to give you another one. You're not getting, well, we're just fire. What's it? Guess what? I got some bad news for you. Series 12 is going into production, and Jodie Whittaker's on it. They're already in pre-production right now, which is why I'm dying laughing with all the people going, it's doomed. Oh, man. Oh, it's just been a laugh fest. And the sad part is it's probably the only thing that's been cheering me up, since we found out Stan Lee had passed. But let's compare this with viewing figures series to series. The most successful season was in 2008 when that was with the 10th Doctor and Donna Noble hitting an average of 8.05 million, while the worst was Peter Capaldi's final run in 2017 with 5.45 million. Jodie Whittaker's 13th Doctor has amassed a very impressive average of 8.55 million viewers so far. These figures come all together from the first half of Series 1, which means that this year is on target to be the biggest since Who's return in 2005. Only a considerable drop in viewing figures for the rest of the run will change this. Now, here's the thing that's going on. The Bating paradox, I think, is a big part of this. Look at the AI there, 79. I think that's the lowest for quite a while. I haven't had a chance to go back and dig through the numbers yet, but it's been a while since Doctor Who landed in the 70s on the appreciation index. So I blame the Bating for this. I really do. But on top of the fact, keep in mind also, last week was the death of Rick Grimes. Hint, wink, wink for you people who've seen it. And a lot of people tuned out or were having parties and all that just for that occasion. So a lot of people were not watching Doctor Who last week. But the problem is the few who probably did spread the word about that little nifty thing that looked like a bad version of the Noid. Oh, okay. Also, there's been a shift in viewers for Jodie Whittaker's run, for the debut episode. And they're talking about mainly it's a shift towards female viewers, which is, come on, we kind of figured that was going to happen. But if you're interested in the stats, the figures, Digital Spy runs through it for you right here. Here's the other good news. A new Doctor Who exhibition has been planned for Cardiff. That is correcto. It's being planned for the Welsh capital by BBC Studios in association with the Cardiff Council. Now, the new experience is currently in development at Cardiff Castle in the center of the city and due to be operational by the summer of 2019. Now, Cardiff previously hosted the Doctor Who exhibition at a location near the TV studios where Doctor Who was made. I almost said where the Doctor Who was made. Duh. It is closed in 2017, leaving Cardiff Council taxpayers with a £1.1 million bill. So the new location contains a medieval Norman castle, as well as a Victorian Gothic revival mansion, and is located in the heart of Cardiff. So nice move, good location. Let's keep moving. Yes, Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who concentrates on social justice issues, and there's a crucial reason for it. Now, I'm going to leave this one for you to read because I'm staying out of that mess. Moving on. Here's a few things about Kerblam. Some nifty photos here and there. Oh, look at this. Ain't that cute? Send some tweets about it and whatnot. Oh, look, there's that photo we were banned from showing. Oh, look, here's another photo we were banned from showing. And for what? Oh, look, there's the purple vest, which means Claudia Jesse's in this episode. Oh, see what I mean? Like, they were really, really killed by me putting out those photos how many months ago. So Kerblam, keep in mind, though, will be at 6:30 p.m. in the UK this weekend because they're doing a documentary about such and such, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Very sorry. It's just been a long day. And that's why they're pushing it back a half hour for this weekend, all right? Don't freak out. Series 11, Sharon D Clarke discusses her character's impact on the show. It's a nice, nifty little thing where she goes on about how her characters influence the others, moving along through the season, even though she got whacked all the way back in episode 1. All right, Scottish screenwriter couldn't turn out a chance to write Doctor Who book after penning a feature film. And they're talking about David Solomons, worked with some acting greats after penning 5 children and 5 children in it, and it helped him land other huge jobs in the world of TV and film, as well as writing. And now he's writing a book for Doctor Who. If you want to go read about this, boom, here you go. And unfortunately, it's in the Sun. The Scottish Sun, ain't that kind of like an oxymoron? Do people in Scotland ever see the sun? I don't know. All right, moving forward. John Barrowman, by the way, speaking of not seeing the sun, it must be really heading into the dark, has joined I'm a Celebrity for the 2018 lineup. Yeah, good move. And lastly, David Tennant is going to narrate some new Warhammer adventure books. He'll be reviving his vocal talents on the first Warhammer adventure books aimed at younger readers when they are released on audiobook format in February of 2019. If I remember right, if you kept scrolling down right here, they talk about Billy Piper was going to be doing the same thing. Here it is. The Warhammer 40,000 Warp Galaxy series will be read by David Tennant, while Billy Piper will be reading the Warhammer Age of Sigmar realm quest stories. So nice to see they're getting some work. Man, David Tennant's making more. The guy's got a face for cameras, yet he's doing all the radio jobs. You bastard. Oh, you see, look, I got a face for radio. No, okay, can you tell? Once again, I can understand some of the problems that are going on. Me, like I said, I went off on the pating also. But the problem is there's a lot of people out there still using the phrase, I just don't think Jodie has hit her mark. I don't feel that she is the Doctor yet. You're not going to. If you haven't by now, you're not going to. And the sad part is I really don't want to put my foot down on people, but chances are you never wanted to in the first place. You have to come into things with an open mind. I'm just picturing all the people who tuned in, when Pertwee came. Oh my God, it's in color. How sick. How are you bloody mad? Oh, I ain't going to watch the Doctor in color. Or even the worst part, he's trapped on Earth. No more aliens unless they come to Earth. How boring. You see what I mean? It changes every time, and you have to accept that change. Like I said, I've only voted 2 episodes this series, and 9 or better. So I can see the problems. But at the same time, you got to be open-minded enough to say, hey, it ain't that bad. It ain't loving monsters bad. It ain't in the forest of the shite bad. It ain't kill the moon bad. Oh, it ain't fear her bad. Oh, see what I mean? Oh, well. Still, the next time, right, please take care of yourselves. Have a good one. And please take a moment today and think about Stan Lee. Good night.